the show became, I think right out of the gate, pretty well a cult hit for you guys. So what's it like for you just to say, yeah, we did it, people have embraced it, now we got to go out there and top it going into season 2?
Well, it's funny because some of my favorite shows, the best seasons are season 2, and now I kind of get why. It's because season 1, it's so much you're figuring out what works, what doesn't, what's good, what you can't quite do as well. Like it's a learning lesson. Season 2 is when, if you're doing it right, you can just hit the ground running and go. And that's what we've done so far, and it's been awesome, which is how do we take all the lessons we've learned and make the show even better? And so it's been really exciting to take all of that and just be able to turn it into what I think is a really exciting season so far.
Would you say it's more or less sort of episodic or serial in nature?
I'd say it's about similar to what the last 4 or 5 episodes were, where we had like a sort of a case that was the spine of the episode, but a lot of mythological and serialized elements going on around it. I like having a case to drive story and to give. What I love about the case is they give Lucifer a chance to explore the desires of humanity and how they reflect on himself and all of that. So those are incredibly useful and fun because you get to go into worlds, you get to have Lucifer point out hypocrisy, and while all that's happening, have this inter-character stuff building on the sides. And in this case in particular, all of the mom stuff going on, which is super fun. Trish Helfer is so good. It is an embarrassment of riches. We already had an embarrassment of riches of cast, and adding her and Amy Garcia, it's been fantastic.
Is there a chance you're going to introduce more characters of Christian faith like you did with the priest to Lucifer?
Well, it's funny you asked that. Amy Garcia's character, Ella, is a woman of faith. And that was actually a really big thing for us is we loved the Father Frank relationship, and we wanted to have a regular cast member who could speak to that. So she's a practicing Catholic and very much a believer, and it's been nice to have a character speak to the positivity of faith. Because I'm a bit of a lapsed Catholic, but faith was very important to me growing up. It got me through a lot of things. And I think a positive message about that on a show about the devil is fun. It's also kind of funny because Lucifer thinks atheists are idiots because he knows it exists. He knows it's true. Like, that's the kind of funny, weird thing is, weirdly, on our show, as much as we get a little bit of flack about being a show about the devil, we kind of affirm the idea of faith. So it's a fun thing to play with, and that character gives us a lot in that aspect.
Are we going to find out why Chloe is immune to Lucifer's powers?
We will definitely be exploring that season 2. So it's a big question that Lucifer is wondering, and it is something that we plan to get into. I'm being vague.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Yeah, right? It will be explored. We're not going to step away from it. It's a big part of season 2.
And will she ever believe that he is the devil as many times as he says it to her?
Well, at the end of the finale, she did see him get shot point blank in the stomach, bleed, and apparently die. That is the first question she's asking herself at the top of season 2. So it's another thing that we really want to embrace and go, okay, the key of the show is keeping Chloe formidable, right? Like, if she's working with this guy who claims to be the devil and is doing impossible things, if she's a good cop, she's going to try to figure that out. She's going to look into it. And that's one of the really important things to us is to make sure that she feels smart and formidable on that aspect of it just as much as her police work. So right off the bat, that's like question number 1 on her head.
Hi.
Consulting, giving counseling with a psychiatrist because it's been such a good interesting personality show.
Yes, Dr. Linda will be back. We all love Rachel Harris. She's fantastic. But if you remember in the finale, Menadiel and Lucifer came in and she gave them a bit of a speech about, hey guys, I feel like you're just redirecting things I say and turning them into things that you want to interpret for your own purposes. So there's a bit of a question starting in season 2 about whether or not this is working and whether or not this should continue, which is a fun thing to play. And Rachel Harris is fantastic. So,
We enjoyed seeing that role expand where she was working with the police department, but we're going to see that happen as well in season 2.
Yes, we don't have it yet, but I'm sure we'll have an episode coming up because playing that contrast, getting to get Rachel into that world is so fun. We are not in the first 8 yet, but we'll be getting there. So.
Is that where you are on the production schedule? You've got
We
it
are
down?
shooting 3, and we have broken through episode 9. So we are on schedule. It's
right.
very uncomfortable. I've just jinxed us, and we're about to get a bunch of episodes blown up.